Good morning, everyone. It's a fresh beginning to the third week of Advent, the third Sunday of Advent. We have stepped from the first week to the second week, from hope to peace, and today we find ourselves with joy. When you look at the liturgical calendar or the study of the liturgy of the church, today is also known as Gaudate in Latin, Gaudate Sunday. It simply means Rejoice Sunday. It's amidst this journey of Advent, you take a moment to smell and to experience the joy of Advent. In the seminary, I used to call this Pinky Sunday because everything turns pink on this weekend. The flowers, the candle, not forgetting my vestment. My chasuble has gone pink. You know, when I first stepped into the parish, I was looking at the sacristy and I realized that there was no pink vestment, and I was kind of overjoyed until when I stepped in this morning and I saw this little shade of pink chasuble hanging there. And I said, here I go again on my Pinky Sunday. So here I am on this Gaudate Sunday. Let's take a moment this third Sunday of Advent to just ask ourselves, what's the message for us? We are still in the wilderness. We are still in the wilderness because John the Baptist echoes and re-echoes the sound of an examination today. The last week, John the Baptist said, prepare the way. He said, prepare the way. What's this whole thing about prepare the way in the wilderness? Just to recap some of the things that I said last week. The wilderness is a place of examination. The desert is a place of dry, arid emptiness, shattered moments. And that's the first reading of Isaiah today. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me to bring the good news to those who are blind, broken, shattered. You find yourself. And I said this whole COVID pandemic has taken us into this whole moment of wilderness. Everything is in a stillness. Everything is in a moment of emptiness. And sometimes we find ourselves entering into a moment of depression, a moment of helplessness, wondering when will it end. As I stand before you this morning, all the parishes, major parishes in the Penang diocese have opened their parishes for weekend masses, except for CDM. We are still in the wilderness. We are still in a moment of stillness. And some of us have asked ourselves, will we ever get a moment to see the glimpse of Christmas? Will we hear the sounds of carols on Christmas? Will I be able to step into the parish come Christmas? That's the wilderness. And the Lord invites us once again to step back and to look at ourselves into the spiritual inner dimension of our life. To look at what's happening in our spiritual pilgrimage, as I call it. To prepare the way for the Lord. Patient, my people, be patient. The people that walked in darkness have seen a great light. How do we prepare this way of the Lord? I'm going to step into you with three important, I call it, attitudes for Advent. Three important attitudes that shapes, colors, and molds the whole experience of Advent. And I'm going to invite you this morning to step into these three pillars of Advent and find yourself sitting with them, pondering with them, absorbed by these beautiful moments of preparing the way. It's in your second reading today, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 16. The first thing is, rejoice in the Lord. Rejoice always in the Lord, St. Paul tells the church. In the moment of waiting for the Lord, he says, rejoice in the Lord always. It simply means find the joy in God at this moment. In the moments when you find yourself in pain, in agony, in misery, it's a moment to find that joy. Many times when I speak about joy, I've said this, joy is in total contrast to happiness. Happiness is something that is always outside. If I finish the Mass early, you're happy. If you don't have to come to Mass, you might be happy. Happiness is always about something external. You get your bonus, you get your increment, you get your promotion at the end of the year assessment. You are happy. When someone smiles at you, you feel happy. Joy, my dear friends, is something that transpires from within. When Mary visited Elizabeth, Elizabeth cried out. The moment your greetings reached my ear, the child in my womb leapt for joy. And that is why the responsorial psalm today of the Magnificat, my soul rejoices in the Lord my God. It's something I can never give you. None of us could never find it. But it's something that we discover from the love of Christ within us. That's why on the Christmas morning, the angels appeared to the shepherds and said, I bring you news of great joy. A child has been born, wrapped in swaddling clothes in a manger. Joy to the world. It's something that stirs from the depths of our heart. St. Paul tells us, rejoice in the Lord. I like this beautiful phrase from the book of Nehemiah, chapter 8, verses 10. The joy of the Lord is my strength. The joy of the Lord is my strength. It simply means when I have God's joy, I have the strength in God. And strength simply means God's grace. And God's grace simply means God's presence. The joy of the Lord is my strength. The second pillar, the second attitude that St. Paul invites us to look at is to pray constantly. What I call to pray unceasingly. To pray unceasingly at all times, in all moments of your life, to smell the presence of God. What is this whole experience of to pray unceasingly? Does it mean that I pray in the morning, I pray in the afternoon, I find my devotions, I step into the presence of the Lord at different moments of the day? To pray unceasingly simply means to have the breath of God, my dear friends. It simply means to have the breath of God. You breathe God at all times. God is the air that you take in all moments. That's to pray constantly, to pray continuously, and to pray unceasingly. That's the breath of God in your life. I no longer live, Christ lives in me. I can do all things in Him who strengthens me. That's the breath of God in your life. St. Paul tells the church of Thessalonica today. The third attitude, the third pillar that St. Paul tells us is, in all moments, give thanks. It's a heart of gratitude, my dear friends. It's a heart of gratitude. When you have found that moment in rejoicing in the Lord, to pray unceasingly, you cannot but to overwhelm yourself in a moment of gratitude, to give thanks to the Lord. And that is what Mary did today in the Magnificat. My soul rejoices in the Lord. The gratitude is the memory of the heart. When everything in your life is around you, you see with the heart and the mind of God's presence, with the breath of God. You just can't help to sit back and give thanks to God. For everything is a gift from God. Because when you're able to give thanks to God, you will see every moment of your life as a blessing from God. Everything from your life is a dependence on God. Everything in your life has its roots in God. That's all when you give thanks to the Lord. My dear sisters and brothers, we are at the third cycle, the third spin, the third lap of Advent. And it's going to be a beautiful, fresh week ahead of us. To some of us, it might still be the wilderness. It might still be a dry desert. But we await. We await for the coming of the Lord. Because you need to find yourself in these three pillars, in these three attitudes of Advent. You need to rejoice in the Lord. You need to pray unceasingly. And you need to have a heart of gratitude. These are the three pillars St. Paul invites us today as we step into this cycle of Advent. Next week, prayerfully, hopefully, joyfully, the doors may be opened and we may rejoice in the Lord, because the Lord does all things and the Lord is always with us. Let us continue to give thanks to the Lord, to rejoice always, and to pray unceasingly.